What is up, YouTube Adventure family? Told you we had more bikes to open up, and here is another one. This is TST-R002 Moped-Style electric bike. It's a really cool bike. I actually got to pick out the color on this. TST sent me this bike. We're going to do an unboxing and an assembly of the TST-R002 Moped-Style e-bike. We're also going to do a review. We're going to take this bike on some cruises throughout the valley because it is gorgeous out right now. Cannot wait to get some of these e-bikes and take the reviews and take you around town and show you just how beautiful it is right now. But let's get to the TST-R002 2026 model, the unboxing and assembly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. This boxing is really nice. Everything looks really good and sturdy. There it is. That's the top side view of the packaging. Everything looks good and tight. You can see there's a little peekaboo of what color I picked out. Really cool. There's the accessory box. We'll take that out. I'll actually cut open the front of the box like I always do, just so you can see how the packaging is from the front side too. Bam. Check it out. And there it is. That's how TST packages their e-bikes. It's looking really good. That's the TST-R002 Moped-Style e-bike. Front forks look really good. That suspension looks really bulky. You got rear suspension. You can see that rear suspension spring in the back. Frame looks good. Loving that orange. I'm glad I got that orange. It is a bench style type e-bike, like a moped style e-bike. And I think it has some foot pegs that come with this. I can't wait to see. We'll open up that accessory box and we'll start taking all the packaging off of this and see what we got to work with to assemble this e-bike. It's a TST-R002 moped style e-bike. All right, first off, let's go ahead and check out the accessory box here and see what we got. Looks like we got a user manual. Looks like we got another user manual. And looks like we got our charger. We'll go ahead and get that battery charging really quick. Looks like a 3 amp charger, 54.7 volts. That's really good. 3 amp charger, so that's really good. It's going to charge that bike from bottom to top in about 3 hours. Looks like we got some foot pegs here. That's interesting. Some foot pegs, huh? Alright, got some pedals. Nice. Looks like we got a kickstand here. Looks like we got a derailleur guard. Looks like we got some accessories here. Some nuts and washers and bolts. A tool set. That's really cool. It looks like we got a little extra tool here for something. Usually when they give us these little extra little tools, it's for a little tight little spot that's just hard to get to. Really glad they include these. Makes it a lot easier. All right, let's see what the rest of the e-bike looks like. All right, here's the battery. It's a big 15 amp hour, 48 volt battery. We'll go ahead and throw that on the charger. Charging. You can take off the rest of these zip ties. So it's rear rack. Yeah. There is the bench style seat. Nice and soft and squishy and thick. Looks like the rear rack, rear seat. and rear tail light and brake light. There's that. It looks like a front fender if I ever saw one. There's that. And here is the front tire and rim. And right there is 20 by 4 inch rim and tire setup with 180 millimeter disc. Very cool. And I love that it's a solid mag wheel. No spokes, no clickety clank. Nothing to tune, just straight up mag wheel and light. Very cool. Okay, and here in the smaller box, I'm not going to make an ass out of you or me, but I assume this is the headlamp assembly. Now look at there. Yep, that looks familiar, doesn't it? It's on most e-bikes. Now the good news is headlamp works. It works good, so there's that. It's got an LED ring on it, and then a high beam right there in the center. As you could see, and you could tilt this thing, it's big and nice and works really, really well. So it's the headlamp. There it is. It's basically most of the things to the e-bike. See the seat and pedals, kickstand, front fender, rear rack, front wheel. Over here is that headlamp we saw just a second ago, and there's the toolkit. You can see everything comes in the toolkit. There's the front axle. I love that it's the front axle. You can see the rear foot peg assembly, the derailleur guard, some extra pieces. All right, let's start putting that thing together. That's the unboxing. Now it's time to assemble the TST-R002 Moped-Style e-bike. Love that orange. Really, really like that orange. And you can see there's the stem going down to these really nice front forks. That front suspension looks really nice. Everything on this bike looks really chunky. Even the handlebars. So we're going to connect these handlebars. There, we're going to get out this medium size Allen wrench that they provided us. We're going to unscrew these main bolts here. Just make sure you get them set in all the way and counterclockwise. They're pretty tight, so just take your time. Make sure you seat them in all the way so you don't strip them. I'll start loosening. Okay, next we'll get the next size bigger Allen wrench and we'll loosen up the stem because we're going to flip it upside down so it'll hold the handlebars at a better angle. Take that and we'll flip that upside down so it rises, has more of an upward angle so your handlebars will fit better. And we'll get that as straight as we can. We'll put the cap back on first. Handlebars and put them on, you can see just how nice they fit in there now. They're not squeezing and scrunching and all those things. It just fits really nicely in there. So get those lined up about as good as we can. I don't really care about getting it super perfect, but good enough where it's not a problem. All right, now that we got the handlebars on, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to put on that rear bench seat part so I can flip it upside down and put the front wheel on. Then we could put the kickstand on, the front pegs on, the front fender on, and then we'll put that rear seat on and the headlamp on. Should be ready to go. You get an idea of what it looks like. I like those handlebars, nice and wide, looks good. So next up, we're gonna attempt to put the rack that holds the back seat, or you could take it off and just have, you know, a little rack back there, but it's a little back passenger. and snug. All right, now we can flip this back over, put on the front wheel, that front fender, and then we'll put on kickstand, front pedals, flip it back over, put on the seat and headlamp. Should have it put together. All right, of course, this is one of my favorite times. Just grab the bike, figure out which one is the front and the rear. The brakes, flip it over. Nice and easy. Bring it to, and you just grab the front forks and gently lay it down like that. Ta-da! Now it's going to be the same on both sides, so I'm not going to make this difficult, but just want the spacer on the inside, locking washer, washer, nut. Get in between the brake pads. And ta-da, boom. Same on the other side. And after you ride it a few times, be sure to check this one especially. This is really important. You got these locking, washers in there too, but still, just make sure that those are tight. Check them again after a little bit of ride, but check that out. Here it is. We'll go ahead and put on the kickstand. Right here, we'll put on the pedals. Then we'll flip it over, put the seat and the headlamp on, and that front fender on. And it should be done. Looking good. All right, on the rear of the bike, you have it still flipped upside down. You can see you have this bracket here. Well, you've got your rear kickstand here. Well, it's got these two bolts in there, so we're going to take our medium Allen wrench that they provided us, and let's take these little bolts out here. All right, those are out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place this behind the plate here, and we're just going to Make that nice and snug. All right, now we got that nice and snug. We got our kickstand. Go ahead and put the pedals on since it's already upside down. Get it really nice and tight. What I mean? All right, there's your pedals. All right, you can see on the frame here, you've got just these places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, those places are for these places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These have these little caps on them, so you want to take these like little rubber caps off just to protect the thread, so it's a great idea. The hardware kit, there's some washers and some nuts. They probably go on those after you put the bolts down these little slots. So let's see how good we do that. The challenge to see how hard that'd be, I guess you either want to start the front or back or in the middle. So we're going to start, this looks easier to be in the middle. And let's give it a good whack. And now I know why they gave us this tool now. That makes perfect sense now. Yep, that is it. That is the reason God made Oklahoma. Look at that. Ain't that just nifty? Here you can see we got a couple bolts on each side, and we're going to mount in that hole right there on each side. So, all right, you can see there's a lamp, we got the washer, a little bushing, and the bolt, And you can see the angle of the lamp there. You want it where you could tilt it down a whole bunch. So you don't need it where you tilt it up. So the angle, you could kind of get an idea there. So bolt through there. Then have your little grommet right there. And then that way, you have that little grommet between the plastic headlamp and that metal piece. That's what it's there for. And the same thing. Put the grommet on the inside here. Go ahead and get it started. And line it up. And get it. And I'm going to plug it in here. You just want to be sure that the little tab matches with that tab. There's actually arrows on there and just the prongs match. Just take your time. Don't force it too much and it'll pop in. And you tuck that in. And bada boom, bada bing. Alright, you can see there it's where we were charging it right there, mount. That's where you turn it on. Keys going back, comes with 2 keys. You can see that little pin comes in and out right there. That's what locks it. And you got these little sliding tabs there. And then it's locked in. Make sure it's locked in. Double check it. Good to go. There it is. It's a TST-R002 Moped-Style e-bike. That thing looks great. Check it out. Good hydraulic brakes, big headlamp, Shimano shifter there. It's got a really good display. I've seen that display on some bikes before. The battery looks really good. Just looks really good. I love that orange color. It's a good looking e-bike. TST-R002 Moped-Style e-bike. Looks good. TST, they got a lot of good bikes. Use my discount code Colorado. Save $100. If you like this, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Let me hear what you say about the TST-R002 Moped-Style e-bike. Until our next adventure, this is Chris from Colorado Adventure Channel. Good day, everybody.